is Donella, also Nella Textures on social media. I do typically post videos geared towards natural hair, but today I wanted to dive a little deeper into health and my journey with fibroids. What better way to start off this video by saying what fibroids are? Fibroids are benign, non-cancerous tumors that sit in or around the uterus. I have known about my case of fibroids for about 3 years now, and when I found out about it, I immediately was like, no, not me, in disbelief. But at the same time, I was like, okay, this is very possible because my mom had it, I had some aunties that had it, and a lot of people that I knew had it and had the surgery, but I didn't really know anything else about it. My symptoms have not been anything crazy until I just actually thought about it. About 3 years ago, after I found out, I did have a few heavy periods where I was bleeding like excessively. Like as soon as I put a sanitary napkin on, it bled through and I had to get another one. And that happened maybe for like 4 or 5 periods. For a lot of people, fibroids can cause heavy cramping during your cycles, also very heavy bleeding, back aches. It can have effects on fertility. It can cause anemia. You get protruding of the stomach. How I found out that I had fibroids was one day I was sitting in the bed and I looked at my stomach and I noticed that a bulge in my stomach, and it was off to like the right or the left side, just one huge lump. I had no idea what it was. It did make me nervous, but I did kind of ignore it for a little while. But when I saw that it wasn't going away, I make sure to go to the doctor. How do you get fibroids is something that in the medical community, it has not been fully established, but I've heard several things. One of the things I've heard is that it could be linked to low levels of vitamin D, also high levels of estrogen and progesterone in the body, that they were very common in African American women who are in their childbearing years. But I do believe that it is also linked to your diet. Diets rich in highly processed food, not eating enough green leafy vegetables. Well, after going to my primary, she referred me to a gynecologist who gave me more information. The main thing that I wanted to know about the fibroids is, one, was it going to prevent me from having children, how many I had, and what was the size. Back in 2022, I do have the paperwork so I can keep up with things. I was told that I had 7 fibroids, with my biggest being 7.87 centimeters and my smallest being 3.9. This was back in 2022, so the doctor was telling me like, it's okay, it's a common thing, don't worry about it, it's 5. He's like, just keep an eye out on it. Basically, that's all she told me. We're just gonna keep an eye out on it. So when she said that, I was just like, okay. And she gave me the options. You can either do a hysterectomy, which was definitely out of the option because I have never had kids and I didn't want to just immediately just release that option. And then the other option that she gave me was a myomectomy, which is either an open or laparoscopic myomectomy. So I did not want to have surgery. First of all, I'm scared. Second, I have never had a major surgery like that done. And well, actually I did. When I was 3, I had surgery on my face. My parents and I were in a car accident when I was 3 and I had to have some reconstructive surgery, but nothing that I remember. No, scratch that out. So I immediately started thinking, okay, I'm gonna change my diet. So I got a juicer and I started juicing daily, but as time went on, those juicing stopped. And I did not fully commit to the whole process. Like I tried to do little things by little things, and I was just thinking, okay, I'm gonna exercise more and eventually they'll shrink. That was my initial thing. Like I'm just gonna shrink them so then I'll be good. Last year, I found out that one of my parents was diagnosed with cancer, and that really shook me because prior to this, I never really thought about having kids, really, because I don't know, I just never, when I think about having kids, my first thoughts were, 1, they're expensive, 2, like the world is crazy, I don't want to bring a child into this world. It made me rethink life. Like I want to be able to have a child that gets to meet their grandparents. I went to the doctor when was this? In October of last year, just to see how it was going, because I mean I did start drinking my juices and I have made some progress with my diet. But when I went to the doctor, they told me that instead of 5 fibroids, I now have 7. My largest was 11.63 centimeters and my smallest still being the 3.9. Clearly what I'm doing so far with my diet is not helping or changing the situation. So what are my options now? Well, basically the doctor told me that the option of doing a laparoscopic myomectomy is not an option because of the placement of those 2 large fibroids, that where they're located, they're not going to be able to make those small incisions to get to them. So I would have to have an open myomectomy surgery, which is pretty much me delivering my fibroids through C-section. And that was very scary to me because I really did not want to have such an invasive surgery, because I know that it is a very bloody procedure for them to have to cut me open, like I said, like a C-section, where they're gonna have to cut right along or below the bikini line area to basically take out my uterus so that they can cut it open to get these fibroids out. But what made me decide on doing it is, I guess, more so time, and I'm just tired of having these fibroids inside of me. When I met my doctor, we talked about my options, and she also suggested that I do the open myomectomy based on where the fibroids are positioned. She let me know how big the incision would be, and I don't know, I just felt, I'm very big on energy. I felt very confident that she would be able to give me the results that I needed. So tomorrow at 7 a.m. in the morning, I am scheduled for an open myomectomy surgery where I will be having these fibroids removed. I'm not really scared per se, because I feel like whatever happens, like this is God's will. I'm very confident with my doctor, and I'm very happy that it is a Black female that will be doing this surgery. I just wanted to show you how my stomach looks now. My stomach looks now. This is from the front. And then this is one side. And this is the other side. So this is how I look pretty much every day. I do understand that it is possible for these fibroids to return. They say up to 2 years, but that's what I'm saying as far as the root cause. I want to make sure that my diet changes. Like, me getting rid of these fibroids is just to remove them out of my body so that I can start fresh. The next clip will probably be me right after surgery. Let's see how this goes.
And she's going to have a speedy recovery. She's looking as good as usual. And she is doing just great. Yes, she is.
This is day 2 in the hospital. Fibroid removal, myomectomy, open. It's pretty much a C-section delivery of these fibroids. I think the doctor told my mom I had 14, and one was the size of a watermelon. Craziness. But my pain level isn't that bad at all. Right now I say it's probably a 6. But when I got up to walk for the first time, I felt it. I know how to breathe into this thing. Once I'm supposed to get to 2,500, but my furthest I've got is 2,000.
You did 2,000 yesterday.
I think I did. What was that? 2,000?
2,000.
25. All right, so it's day 4, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's day 5 post-surgery, and I am doing okay. I have been trying to do some walking around the house outside just so I can keep blood flowing, and they say also to do this to make sure that I have lower chances of constipation. Yeah, so how I'm feeling, I'm feeling okay. I mean, I know it was a very big surgery, but my pain level, I'd say, is at around really a 5 right now. I feel like right immediately after surgery, my pain was at a 7, but it was mostly my back for some strange reason. Like my entire back was in pain, but the incision portion, it wasn't that bad. Now, I do also have something going on with my throat. I don't know what that's about, but they did have to put one of those breathing things in there, so I'm sure that has to do with it, but I really would like to get it out. Let's say day 1 of surgery, how did I feel? I had my family and my love there, so having their support really made a difference. That first day I was sleeping a lot. I had a catheter also, so that I didn't have to get up to use the bathroom, which was a little uncomfortable because it's like, you know how you naturally want to use the bathroom, but it just does it for you. It was weird. But so I just laid there the rest of day 1. Day 2 in the hospital, they took the catheter out to get me moving and to see if I could go to the bathroom myself, which I was able to. It was very tough. I didn't get any video coverage of it, which I wish I would have, but yeah, that was day 2. The surgery was on Friday. I was in the hospital Friday night, Saturday night, and I was released from the hospital on Sunday. Today is now Tuesday. Overall, I feel really good. Right now, I don't have anyone here with me, so I can get around on my own. I feel like I'm walking very good. The only thing is, like, I'm now having a little bit of pain in the incision part. There's a bandage over it, which I can show you that now. Let me roll it back. As you can probably see, my stomach has gone down a lot. The majority of this is just inflammation, but those spots where I had those actual fibroids, it's just crazy because I feel nothing there. Like, it's just a regular stomach, which is something that I haven't been able to feel for 3 years. But I do plan on getting this right and tight, especially since I had them for 3 years. Oh baby, my stomach finna be flat. I'm going 4-pack. Watch your girl. So this is my current situation. This is the padding that I've had on since surgery. I should be able to take this off on Friday. Now that I done laid myself back, it's kind of hard to get back up, but overall I feel pretty good at this point. I'm feeling good about the decision that I made. I'll follow back up maybe a little later in this process. So I'm supposed to be, for the next 2 weeks, I'm supposed to be pretty much just chilling. So I'm off for 2 weeks, and then I'm working from home the following 4 weeks just to make sure that I'm completely healed. The procedure does take 4 to 6 weeks to be completely healed. I have a post-op appointment in those 2 weeks. I believe it's March 7th, and I can give you some more information. I would like to talk to the doctor to see if she can also give some more information about fibroids for you to hear. That's really all I've got. So far, so good. I was also told by the doctor that if I do want to have a child, that I need to, once I'm completely healed, I need to wait 6 months. And after that 6 months, get to trying, because we do not want these fibroids to grow back. right, it's officially a full week since my myomectomy surgery, and I need to get some groceries. I'm not really sure what I want to get. When I go into grocery stores, it's like, it's a vibe for me. I have 2 or 3 things in mind that I want to get, and then I'm going around and just seeing if I might want to try something. I don't know how it might be going into the grocery store. I don't know if it's safe yet, but I'm particular. And let's see how this goes. I'm supposed to be walking at least 10 minutes a day. So if I get too tired, I'm gonna just sit it back down. But let's go. Going into Trader Joe's, I want to start getting stuff that's more healthy. So I know I want some salmon and some broccoli. We'll see what we come up with after that. What you think?
Let's do it.
This is mainly what I need.
That hurt?
I'm just laughing. You know what? I really think I want some. I'm sitting here in the car. I can't take no more walking. I did maybe 15 plus minutes. I was kind of in and out of Trader Joe's. We picked up some stuff. I mean, I'm trying. I feel like I need to like research some stuff to see what's good, and that'll help me. I don't want to just say, ultimately, I don't want to just say, okay, I'm just gonna become a vegan. I would like to do that, but I know it's gonna be a process for me because I am very picky. For one, I have certain things that I like to eat. Like I got some salmon, some broccoli, and rice. I know I'm gonna get tired of that. Like I can't keep just eating those things. So this is gonna be a process. I really want to just incorporate more vegetables. I eat fruit like nothing. I love to juice, and I don't know, I just got to figure out how I'm gonna maneuver my diet. My diet is honestly the biggest issue for me right now. It's always been, because I'll go to a Chick-fil-A, which is up the street. I really want some waffle fries and Polynesian sauce, but I ain't gonna do it. Yeah, just eating out all the time. That was fast. That was like 2 seconds. How you found it so fast? Is that plus?
That's what it said.
Hey, dang. I would have been in the store for like 20 more minutes.
Yeah, waste of time.
Baby be on a mission, honey. Thank you. Okay, so this is what we ended up getting. This bacon and egg is not mine. Got some Ensure because I don't really eat that much. My appetite don't be that strong, so I got the plus so that I can try to gain some weight. I've used it before and it's worked. Just a quick little pan. Sweet potato fries. Got 2 salmon. I love my dried mango, some banana plums. And that is what we got. So we did get our groceries, but we was hungry right now. So Chipotle came in handy. Thank you. Okay, so I'm very simple with my eating, but I have 2 chicken tacos. I only put chicken, black bean, and lettuce. Got some chips. Got this jalapeno sauce that be hitting. I'm sick. Exactly a week after my surgery, and today's the day that I take off the bandage, and this will be my first time me seeing the actual incision marks. So here we go. I ain't trying to show you too much. My waist is so thin. I need to gain some more weight, but child, I've always been a small girl all my life, but I really want to get to 150 because I like how I look with a little cushion, but I just don't know what to eat, to be honest. So that's what I'm going to be working on, gaining some weight, double up on my insurance. It is March 7th. I am 1 day shy of 2 weeks post-surgery. I just left my post-op surgery appointment with my doctor. She said that everything is looking good. My incision scar is healing well. She did put in an order for me to get some scar tape just to make sure that I don't have any keloiding. And she also suggested that I start back taking iron. Recently, I was informed that my iron levels are low, which could have a lot to do with the fibroids. But one of my major issues that I'm having right now is like if I get up too fast or if I try to do something for too long, I get like short of breath or dizzy, and she said that has to do with my low iron. So I'm going to start taking my iron pills again. Other than that, as far as how I feel when it comes to pain, my pain is honestly very minimal. The only time I feel a little bit of pain is like if I'm laughing a little bit too hard, and it feels more so like I've been working out for a long time and my stomach is just too tight. That's how that feels. And also if I sneeze or something, then I feel that contraction, which hurts. But I would say overall my pain level is on a day-to-day basis is probably like around a 4 or 5 right now, which I am so blessed. I honestly thought that this procedure was gonna take me out, like I was gonna be in excruciating pain, because I watched a lot of videos from other people who have had the open myomectomy surgery. But I am so blessed, grateful, thankful for my doctor, and just my body's healing process. I don't know if I just have a high pain tolerance, but I've been doing pretty well so far. There was one other thing that the doctor did notice as far as my stomach goes. It is a little dark. What she told me that has to do with me, it's just like I had a child, and when your body stretches, it's dark and then it just heals and gets back to its normal color afterwards. I did also get to see a picture of the fibroids. I believe there were maybe 11 or so in total, but I did see that my biggest one was about 16 centimeters, which I will be showing you a picture once it is downloaded to my folder. You just pulled up? Yeah, I'm doing a video real fast. Which they will have in my portal shortly. That was my mama. I just pulled up to her house because we're gonna go out to eat a little bit later. But yeah, so overall I have no complaints at all. I really wish I would have done it sooner. She did tell me that when she was doing the surgery, that the doctors who were assisting her was saying, oh, we done did plastic surgery, because my stomach looks so different. I don't know if you can tell now. My stomach is so flat, and it has not been this flat in 3 years. Like, it is amazing. I'm so glad I went along with this surgery. If there is anyone who is contemplating having a surgery, I'm not telling you to go ahead and just do it, but it's really not, for me, it was not as bad as I thought it was. I feel so much freer. I feel like a new person. I'm not holding you. Like, to be able to get around, like, it was hard for me to tie my shoes. Now I do it with ease, and I'm just very thankful that I went ahead and found my doctor. Also, she did also mention my last thing. She did mention something about pregnancy. She did reiterate, we're not trying to mess up her stitches, so wait at least 6 months before trying to conceive if I am trying to. That'll be a whole nother journey of fertility and all of that. But that is all I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you got something out of it. Until next time.
I'm here with one of my favorite patients who asked me to give a few words about uterine fibroids. We already know that they are most common in African American women, and we don't really know what causes them, but we know that hormones feed them and blood supply feeds them, and they create their own blood supply and feed off of your hormones and get bigger and bigger and bigger until they necessitate some sort of treatment. And if there was one thing that I would say to people is just don't be afraid of asking more questions. If you are in pain, if you're having heavy bleeding, and people are telling you that it is normal, it is not. You are not crazy, and there are people out here who are willing to help you.